Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric and Chad here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we got another Gun Gripe episode for you, and we're going to touch on this 30-round California magazine ban nonsense and all this stuff going around. We'll talk about that a little bit. And actually, this isn't Chad that's with me. This is John Mayer's doppelganger. I got to give him a little bit of a hard time about his hair. That's been like the talk of all of the comment section has been Chad's freaking curls, this perm he's got going on here. And people didn't know that Chad had hair, so he does have hair. I definitely want to take a quick moment to thank Sonoran Desert Institute for supporting Gun Gripes, supporting these videos, allowing us to stay raw, unfiltered, and bring this information out to you guys in a relevant basis and hopefully timely basis. Their gunsmithing programs are excellent. If you have the unused GI Bill, definitely check them out. They are a great school if you want to learn about gunsmithing. Definitely highly recommend SDI. Great people. So let's talk a little bit about this magazine ban. So this whole thing sort of happened really quickly. Okay, so
yeah, it was there and then it was not.
It was kind of there and then it wasn't, and we had this on the docket to film a video, and what wound up happening is it kind of came and went so quickly that we didn't have time to film a video.
Well, we were trying to figure out what the heck was going on with it. It's like, wait a minute, now they're saying that you can't buy, what's going on? We had to research it and like, what in the world is happening here? It is so crazy, but it's awesome.
It is awesome. So, so a judge basically deemed the 30-round magazine ban in California as unconstitutional.
Well, it was a judge in California too, which is a crazy thing. It's
right.
Like, what?
And then as a result of a bunch of political pandering and a bunch of belly aching by a lot of people in California, a vocal minority.
The Attorney General, especially.
Well, right. Then they issued a stay on the exact same ruling. So now it's going to go probably to the Ninth Court. And when it goes to the Ninth Court, there's no telling what could happen, but we know that in California, the Ninth Court has a history of being, let's just say, less than pro-gun. I'd like to read a statement from the judge who issued this ruling.
Now, this statement was prior. This was during his initial ruling on the unconstitutionality of the law.
That's correct.
Okay.
Let's see. This is, and I know I'm going to flub this, but it is. U.S. District Judge Roger
T.
Benitez.
Benitez.
I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm a redneck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unsophisticated.
All right. Yes, very unsophisticated. So we don't know fancy names. All right. Let's see. What are you judging me?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to read this to you. Right. In his ruling overturning the law, Benitez, an appointee of President George W. Bush, wrote, and I quote, "Bad political ideas cannot be stopped by criminalizing bad political speech. Criminal waves cannot be broken with warrantless searches and unreasonable seizures. Neither can the government response to a few madmen with guns and ammunition be a law that turns millions of responsible, law-abiding people trying to protect themselves into criminals. Yet, this is the effect of California's large-capacity magazine law," and unquote. Sounds like that's a pretty fair statement.
Fair and balanced and very, very common sense.
And constitutionally valid.
Yes.
Who are these people? And what have they done with California's politicians?
Well, I don't know. They were smoking the right stuff out there, I guess.
I don't know what they're doing. But the bottom line is, that is the kind of common sense thinking that we need. So, look. We've been saying it kind of all along, but I'll reiterate it here. California is not the devil in terms of all the people that are there. California has some of the coolest people you could ever meet. I mean, I love California. The weather's beautiful. The people are awesome. It really is an awesome state. And the people there deserve to live free and be as happy as they want to be and live how they want to be. They deserve to have the same freedoms as the rest of us. Why should one state be under the oppressed thumb, whatever, and then the rest of us get to live in the free country?
Yep.
Well, is it not? Are we not all one country with all the same rules? I mean, I get it. States have, the ability to pass laws that affect only their state, the whole thing. But it's just bad. It just sucks that they have to go through what they have to go through. And California has some of the strictest gun laws in the entire country, and it sucks. I mean, a lot of people really just consider California as this big battleground state for the Second Amendment, because it is. You've got people in Northern California that live out in the sticks that want to be left alone, and they don't want nothing to do with all your city bullcrap politics, all the city politics that you deal with.
That's just like anywhere else, too.
Exactly. I mean, the big cities end up having all this bullcrap going on that the people out in the sticks, they don't care about. They don't care about what your issues are. They just want to live free and take care of themselves and just enjoy their Second Amendment rights. And then you've got the big cities where they want to just have this draconian overlord, rule over all the people in the city. And unfortunately, the cities attract also people of a certain mindset that they want to be governed. And that's the thing about it. So you have people out in the sticks who don't want to be governed. You got people who live in these big cities that want to be governed and want to be nanny state taken care of. And then they want to impose that on everybody else because they just feel like that's how it should be.
Yep. And these are the same people that want a paycheck for nothing, All right, so that happened earlier last week. Let's see, what day is it now?
We've got to talk about the mass exodus of magazines.
Yeah, like the first week of April, roughly. And then on Friday the 5th at 5 p.m. was the last chance that anybody had to order a magazine. And most of the companies that were selling those mags to Californians said, if you get your order in by 5 p.m., it will ship. And as long as that timestamp is proper, then you are in the clear. Okay, so the judge who issued, the ruling that the magazine ban was unconstitutional came under all kinds of pressure, especially from the Attorney General in California. Okay, and he said, okay, fine, I will issue a stay and let the Ninth Circuit Court or whatever figure it out, and they can deem whether or not it's unconstitutional or not. Okay, so
which we know that's probably going to go,
probably.
Unfortunately.
All right, he says, U.S. District Judge Roger Benitez barred further sales until the Ninth Circuit the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals considers whether to reinstate the state's ban on magazines holding more than 10 bullets. But the judge said those who bought the extended magazines, standard capacity magazines, since his initial order a week ago may keep them without fear of being prosecuted while the appeal proceeds. Hundreds of thousands of gun owners may have bought the magazine since Benitez threw out the state's ban last week as infringing on their Second Amendment rights to bear arms. Said Chuck Michael, an attorney for the National Rifle Association and California Rifle and Pistol Association, who filed the lawsuit that led to the ruling. Under Benitez's order, no one in California is permitted to manufacture, import, buy, or sell large-capacity magazines as of 5 p.m. Friday, April 5th. California has prohibited such magazines since 2000, so almost 20 years. 20 years! Though people who had the magazines before that date were allowed to keep them. Benitez last week threw out both the 2000 law and the 2016 law and ballot measure banning possession, even by those who had owned them legally. So anybody who bought them last week are protected from prosecution, but any further purchase of these magazines is illegal for the moment. Most of the new Magpul mags, to my knowledge, are date stamped.
Are they?
That's what I heard. I was reading a few things about this, and some people were saying that newer Magpul mags are date stamped, and they were like, Magpul, stop date stamping your damn magazines.
Magpul, dang.
But, that may be true. I read a few things about it on some forums, but the thing is, there were so many magazines going to California, and the memes were just hilarious,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you remember the meme with the guy fishing? And Hillary Clinton had the White House over. It's like, you almost had it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, for the folks in California who missed the deadline for the magazine, it's like, oh, you almost had it. Oh, it's so bad.
All right, look, so here's the issue.
There's another thing, too.
Go.
There were some companies that I read about. I don't remember who they were, but I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this video probably know. But there were some companies that refused to sell standard capacity magazines to California during this. But some of the big dogs, like Brownells, they were all about it.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, here you go. Get them while they're hot.
Well, look, to be fair, I'm a capitalist just like anybody.
Dude.
They obviously see the benefit of selling things. I mean, who doesn't
I want everyone to have magazines.
If you're a retail establishment, you want to sell things.
Yep.
I understand. But there is a moral reason for doing it too.
Absolutely.
And I think that their reasoning behind it is also grounded in good morals and wanting the citizens of California to be properly armed and be able to protect themselves. And I think that's very good. Okay, so here's the issue. Here's where I take issue. All right, so they say, all right, within this time frame, you can order the mags, and we're not gonna prosecute you. Well, what if a Californian drove over to Arizona and bought a bunch of mags over there, and then just brought them back into their state?
Which they do all the time.
So how do you know? You're a law enforcement officer, and a guy has a receipt from Brownells for 15 magazines, and there's 15 mags in the car. How do you know that those 15 mags were the ones that were bought, or there were ones that he had from 10 years ago? Or there's no standard for any of this. It's all just subject to interpretation, and it's dumb. Mm-hmm. A guy can hop in a vehicle and drive 4 hours over to Arizona and buy whatever he wants, and then go home. Mm. Who cares? It's irrelevant. I mean, the people that want something are going to get it, and it's not going to be, just like this whole illicit drug trade. Oh, the war on drugs. Drugs this and drugs that.
I hate that crap so much.
And you're not going to stop people from having what they want.
Absolutely not.
That's just the bottom line. Now, the veil of legality that you shrouded in, and your own personal reasons and words that you write down on a piece of paper, and moral high grounds that you feel like you're taking, are irrelevant when it comes to someone's needs and wants.
We are doing
especially
something.
Their needs. I mean, people need to be able to protect themselves. People don't want you to protect them. They want to be able to defend themselves, defend their own property, their own families. You just can't, you can't legislate and regulate morality.
Mm-mm. We always say it.
And that's the issue we run into, is it becomes a moral quandary. If you're saying, okay, so if someone can retain the 30 round and 30 plus round magazines they had from before the ban was enacted, well, then you're not saying they can't own them. So wait a minute. So so just because the mag was older, they can own it. And then just because there for a while they said you could buy them, and now, if you bought them in that period, you can have them. See how dumb that sounds? Why not just let people have them?
Yep. All right, so here's another little thing.
It's just dumb. It doesn't make any... It just boggles my mind to think about it.
All right, so there was 20 years of pent-up demand for these self-defense tools, and several 100,000 people may have bought them in the last week. Maybe more than several 100,000. Oh, I love it so much. Like, oh, yeah.
Just think about the UPS drivers. Like the UPS drivers going...
They've got two guys in the truck, one driving, one throwing out packages, baby. Come on.
Yeah, the brown man walking up going, I hate my job. What is all this? Like, it's Christmas time.
Oh, well, I guess it would depend on their political stance, but I would be excited. I'd be like, get these magazines out of here right now. Come on, baby. All right, so, this is Becerra. This is the Attorney General in California. So, Attorney General Xavier Becerra, who sought the stay, warned in a court filing that it would be difficult for the state to remove the newly purchased magazines even if the ban is reinstated.
You think? You mean it wouldn't be difficult for somebody to just drive over to Arizona and buy them?
Oh, wait a minute. That happened a while back, with some criminal decided to go over there and do some bad stuff, and they went to another state and bought all the stuff that they needed, and then they came back into the state, and then they did their stuff, their bad things. You can't stop it! All right. California leads the nation when it comes to common sense gun laws. We should all be ensuring the safety of our communities, not fighting against long-standing laws that improve public safety. Prove it, Becerra said in a statement. He added that he's confident the ban is constitutional. Benitez acknowledged, this is the judge, acknowledged in his 6-page stay that other judges in California and elsewhere have upheld bans on high-capacity magazines. The court understands that strong emotions are felt by people of goodwill on both sides of the constitutional and social policy questions. The court understands that thoughtful and law-abiding citizens can and do firmly hold competing opinions on firearm magazine restrictions. These concerns augur in favor of judicial deliberation. There is an immeasurable societal benefit of maintaining the immediate status quo while the process of judicial review takes place. So basically, hurry up and wait. Let's see what happens. So now we got to wait on the circuit court to issue whether or not, issue a ruling on whether or not the ban is constitutional or unconstitutional.
I love how he acknowledged emotional rhetoric.
I mean,
because it is emotional rhetoric. People,
of course it is.
People let emotion get in the way of logic, and then you quickly, just see these types of things happen. So that's kind of where it's at right now. So you know, if anything happens in terms of an update, we'll let you guys know. We'll do another gripe and talk about it. Right now, it's probably going to hit the ninth court. No telling what's going to happen.
The thing is, if they look at it from a purely, you know, a purely constitutional position, obviously, and using common sense, obviously, yes, it's unconstitutional. It infringes on Californians' Second Amendment rights, and if it does. If they do deem it unconstitutional, then it will set a precedent, a huge precedent, for other states with magazine bans. I mean, New York, California, New York, like Washington State, I think, maybe Oregon, Colorado. They got a 15-round ban. I know. You know, places like Maryland.
It's going to be really interesting to see where all of the stuff with like bump stocks go as well.
It could go a long way, but then it could just be stopped in its tracks.
There's a ton of slippery slopes that need to be acknowledged, and
oh man,
you know, let's hope that it goes in the direction that will favor gun owners and favor freedom and favor liberty, which, you know.
And if it doesn't, people just keep doing the same thing they've been doing for 20 years.
Just like all of the hundreds of thousands of people that have turned in bump stocks, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, lots. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that
bump stocks.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Bye.
Guys, thank you for watching today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. We really like doing the gun gripes. They're a lot of fun. Thank you all of our Patreon supporters, or thank all of you who are Patreon supporters that support our channel. Thank you very much for the support. If you purchase man cans, those funds go right back into supporting the channel. Thank you so very much. Man Cans is a monthly box that we sell. It's a mystery box, really cool stuff. Also, we sell shirts and merchandise over on the website. Anything that you buy, purchase from us, goes right back into supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much for seeing value in what we do. We appreciate it. Many more videos on the way. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.